survivors were publicly telling their stories on Capitol Hill, pleading for transparency. Here's President Trump today.
From what I understand, thousands of pages of documents have been given, but it's really a Democrat hoax because they're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success that we've had as a nation since I've been president.
So many people feel like Trump and Epstein's connection is a puzzle that never quite fits together. If the DOJ already said there's no client list, why are most Americans convinced one exists? And if Trump called for grand jury transcripts to be unsealed, why hasn't that happened? Add in the unanswered question around whether his alleged birthday book note was ever forensically tested, and you see the heart of the problem. Contradiction fuels suspicion. In this video, we'll cut through fact and denial, so you see what's really at stake. In my own opinion, even though the Justice Department has gone on record saying no secret client list exists in Epstein's case, most people still think there is one. That gap between the official word and public belief is not random. It's built out of years of suspicion, half-confirmed documents, and clashing accounts from people close to the story. Trump's long social overlap with Epstein in the 1980s and 90s keeps him squarely in the middle of the debate. This is where fact, rumor, and politics collide. In those decades, both men moved in overlapping social circles. Witness accounts and records tie them to the same flights and the same parties, and at that time, both were seen frequently on the New York social scene. These ties set the groundwork for why Trump's role keeps coming up now. Once a person is linked to a figure like Epstein in public memory, every later detail becomes part of the puzzle, no matter how solid the evidence actually is. That foundation makes the shift in Trump's later comments more striking. In past interviews, he spoke about Epstein as someone well known in their circles, even admiring his status in certain ways. Later, after federal charges against Epstein became unavoidable, Trump painted the relationship as strained and claimed they parted on bad terms. Both statements cannot carry equal weight, and people notice that. Changing narratives cause the public to ask, was it friendship, rivalry, or just casual connection? Without clear answers, suspicion thrives. The situation grew murkier when an alleged birthday note surfaced in 2003. Said to be written by Trump, it was presented as evidence of familiarity between him and Epstein. But almost as soon as it appeared, Trump and his team dismissed it as either forged or misrepresented. The denial is firm, but the lack of tested verification leaves the matter open-ended. Without official confirmation or debunking, the document acts like a loose thread that conspiracy theories keep pulling on. Think about it like a trial. If one questionable document slides across the courtroom, it can shift how an entire jury sees the case. Authentic or not, the very existence of a disputed paper carries that kind of weight in the public eye. And in this case, millions of people online act like that jury, constantly debating what's true and what isn't. This is where public opinion matters. Surveys show around 2/3 of Americans believe the government is hiding details about Epstein's death. Even more, over 7 out of 10 think officials are concealing knowledge of his wider network. That climate of doubt means that any link, even a minor or disputed one, gets blown up by suspicion. For Trump, the alleged birthday note and the shifting language about his past friendship pour fuel onto that already burning distrust. Because of this, some officials and commentators called for forensic testing of the document. There was even political support for conducting such analysis so the matter could be settled. But publicly, there hasn't been a definitive step forward. Meanwhile, Trump's circle continues denying any authenticity of the note. So, while the argument for transparency grows louder, the pushback from denials keeps the stalemate in place. That leads to the central contradiction. On one hand, we hear strong voices asking for truth, openness, and testing. On the other, the DOJ has made a plain statement. There is no explosive client list being hidden. Both things can be true at once, but because the public sees withheld documents and unanswered questions, many people assume no list is simply another cover-up line. Here's the bottom line. The DOJ memo on record is clear that no such secret list exists. That is the one verified fact in this debate. Yet the very absence of full disclosure, whether on disputed notes, social ties, or complete records, gives doubt room to live on. Suspicion thrives in the gaps, and that suspicion carries political weight. The contradictions between what officials publish and what people believe are powerful tools in shaping narrative. That's why this fight isn't just about fact or fiction. It's about how competing sides use these stories to build belief, mobilize voters, and score points in a debate that reaches far beyond Epstein himself. Here's what matters. The real issue is not whether some hidden list exists. The deeper problem is why conflicting stories have built such lasting distrust around facts already on record. When statements change, or documents remain unverified, it leaves the public with more doubt than clarity. Think of it like a locked door in plain sight. Even if officials say nothing's behind it, people will keep imagining what might be there unless the door is opened. The bottom line is simple. Only full transparency and independent checks can close that gap. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share for regular updates.